Hello guys, my name is Mohammad Arzany, and my name is Alfian Ramadhan. Hello everyone, and welcome to our podcast. My name is Arzany, and I will be your host for this first season. Today we are going to dive into a highly debated topic in the academic world right now: the use of artificial intelligence or AI on campus. Is it a helpful tool or is it a threat to academic integrity? To discuss this critically, I am joined by my colleague Alfian. Welcome to the podcast, Alfian.
Thank you for having me, Arzany. It is a pleasure to be here. This is indeed a very crucial topic for us, especially as communication science students who are constantly exposed to digital development.
Exactly, AI tools like ChatGPT, Gemini, and various writing assistants have become incredibly popular among university students. Some lecturers embrace it, while others completely ban it. Alfian, as a starting point, what is your stance on this? Should AI be permitted in our academic activities?
In my view, Arzany, AI should absolutely be permitted, but with strict institutional guidelines. We cannot ignore the technology advancement to support this. I refer to 2023 research article published in the International Journal of Education, Technology in Higher Education. The research found the AI significantly enhances personalized learning. It acts as an accessible tutor that can help students brainstorm ideas, summarize extensive literature, and overcome vital blocks.
That is a fair point. Brainstorming and summarizing can save hours of time. But does this efficiency come at a cost? As a host, I have to play the devil's advocate here. Are we just handing over our cognitive workload to a machine? How does that benefit our learning process?
There is a valid concern, but efficiency does not necessarily mean laziness. According to a book titled Teaching in the Age of AI by Dr. Bowen and Watson, published recently in 2024, AI allows students to shift their focus from mechanical tasks to higher order thinking. For example, instead of spending 3 hours fixing grammar or formatting citation, students can spend those 3 hours analyzing the data and formulating critical arguments. AI is a copilot, not an autopilot.
I like that analogy, a copilot, not an autopilot. However, let's talk about the dark side of it. What about the disadvantages, plagiarism, and the loss of critical thinking are huge issues. If a student uses AI to generate an entire essay, they're nothing. How do you defend the use of AI when the risk of academic dishonesty is so high?
I completely acknowledge those risks, Arzany. The danger of academic dishonesty is real. In fact, a study from the Journal of Academic Ethics in 2023 highlight that the over reliance on generative AI directly correlates with the decline in student original critical analysis skill in unmonitored. The research point out that students might suffer from algorithmic bias, where they blindly accept the AI output as the absolute truth without fact-checking.
So, if the evidence shows that it can decrease original critical analysis, doesn't that contradict your earlier point that AI should be permitted?
Not necessarily. The same journal article concludes that the solution is not a bad, but rather an evolution in how we assess students. We need to move away from simple essay from that AI can generate in 5 seconds. Instead, university sought involvement assessment that requires in class debate. Personal reflection and oral presentation, much like what we are doing in this podcast. If we regulate it properly, the advantage far outweigh the disadvantage.
That is a very comprehensive perspective, Alfian. You are suggesting that it's not the AI that needs to be restrict, but our educational system that needs to adapt and evolve its assessment methods. It forced both students and lecturers to step up their game.
Precisely, Arzany, we must learn to command the technology rather than letting the technology command us.
A powerful closing statement. Thank you, Alfian, for sharing your evidence-based insight on this complex issue. That wraps up our first long topic. Don't go anywhere because in the next session we will switch seats and discuss another viral topic. Another viral topic for university students. Stay tuned.
Welcome back everyone for this second session. We are switching roles. I am Alfian and I will be hosting this segment. Sitting across from me is Arzany, who is now our guest speaker. Welcome to the hot seat, Arzany.
Thank you, Alfian. I'm ready for the discussion.
For our second topic, we are focusing on something very close to our current situation: the importance of English proficiency for university students. We live in Indonesia. Our primary language is Bahasa Indonesia, yet English is a mandatory subject in almost every university, including ours, Arzany. Why is English so critically important in higher education here?
Thank you for the question, Alfian. To put it simply, English is the universal language of academy. If you want to access the best knowledge in the world, you learn English. To back this up, I want to reference a comprehensive study published in the Journal of English for Academic Purposes in 2020. The study found that over 80% of the world peer-reviewed academic journals are published in English.
Why 80%? That is a massive number of those that mean students who don't understand English are basically missing out on 80% of global research.
Exactly. If a university student cannot comprehend English, their literature review is severely limited to localized research. The same study indicates that students with high English proficiency produce higher quality tests and final projects because they can cross-reference their local findings with international data. Therefore, English is not just a language subject, it is the ultimate tool for academic survival and excellence.
That makes perfect sense for our academic life, but let's look beyond graduation. A lot of students think I'm going to work in an Indonesian company, so I don't need English. How do you respond to that? How significant is English for our future career?
That mindset is quickly becoming outdated. Even domestic companies are now connected to the global supply chain. According to a research report by the British Council published in their 2023 Global Employability Review, English proficiency is directly linked to higher employability rates and better salary brackets globally. The report explicitly states that multinational corporations view English fluency as a core competency on par with digital literacy.
So it is essentially filtered during the recruitment process.
Precisely, in the book Global Communication and the Workplace by Professor Jane Lockwood, it is argued that English allows professionals to participate in the global digital economy. Whether you are a graphic designer dealing with international clients or a communication specialist managing global campaigns, English is the bridge. Without it, your career sailing is set fail.
You mentioned global communication. As communication science student, we know that the media landscape is boundless now. How does English play a role in that specific area?
Is it the backbone of the internet, Alfian? The vast majority of coding language, software interface, and global news networks operate in English. Lockwood also highlight that cultural diplomacy and international working rely heavily on English as a lingua franca. If we want our voice or idea and our local culture to be here on the global stage, we must broadcast them in a language the world understand.
That is a very important point, Arzany. English is not just about adopting a foreign language. It is about giving ourselves a global voice and empowering our own potential. To summarize your argument, English is vital for accessing 80% of academic journal. It is a key determinant for career growth and salary, and it is the absolute foundation of global digital communication.
That is absolutely correct, Alfian.
Well, that brings us to the end of our podcast project. We have critically examined the presence of AI on campus and undeniable necessity of English for university students. We hope our academic perspective have shed some light on this topic. On behalf of Arzany and myself, thank you for watching and see you next time.